Shit, I'm in love with you again, Orlando! I'm curious, have we got any married people out here? You guys didn't even clap, you just raised your hand. How long have you been together? 16 years. 16 years, nice. Where are my divorced people at? At last, right? Someone last night was like, not yet. Have we got some single people out there? Did you hear that, Joy? And hope? I'm going home to no one and I couldn't be happier. Did anyone ever see that old movie, Love Story?
Yeah.
Where do I begin to tell the story of how great a love can be? The sweet love story is older than the sea. The simple truth about the love he brings to me. Where do I start? That's what we do. Let's start at the beginning of love. Oh, do you remember that? Back when eating a piece of cake is a romantic adventure. No, babe, come on, you have the last bite. No, you have the last bite. No, you. Oh my God. Let's have it together. And then he gives you a 2-hour massage, and the birds sing, "Ooh, let's fuck." To scare you, like, give it a couple years. Like my therapist always used to say, getting married is like making pancakes. Sometimes you gotta throw the first one out. When I was a little girl, I always loved the idea of being in love. I'd put on my mom's mesh curtains, walk around the house pretending to be a bride. In kindergarten, a little boy gave me a 25-cent diamond ring and asked me to marry him. I said yes. That night I swallowed the ring. That was my very first lesson in digestion. On Valentine's Day, I decorated a special table for my mom and dad with love notes and hearts. My dad was born and raised in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. He was a very passionate, very intense man, and he was always singing about love and women's breasts. I love it. I love this. One day, my little angel, you will find love. A little prince for my little angel. To love and to be loved, it is a privilege of the gods. And I dreamed of one day falling in love, de trouver l'amour. When my dad was 29 years old, he left Haiti, went to Cornell University, saw snow for the first time, and met my mom. J'ai trouvé ma princesse. And he was her prince. At least he thought he was. My mom was born and raised in White Plains, New York. As a young woman, she was very good friends with Jackie Robinson and became part of the civil rights movement. When she was 22 years old, she met my dad. A year later, got pregnant and fled to an unwed mother's home. Her overbearing mom and my dad convinced her to get married, so she did what was expected of a pregnant woman in the 60s, right? Get married, kids, be a wife, be happy. But when my mom was 42 years old, she divorced my dad and joined the sexual revolution of the 1980s. I've got a lot of people right here. Oh, that's when things got really confusing for me, because I was with my mom during the week, and this was pre-HIV and AIDS. Yeah, so she was out partying every night and getting laid. Because what's love? Have a good time with your dad, honey. Please don't call me as many times as you did last weekend. Weekends I was with my lovesick, heartbroken dad. We ate a lot of ice cream, watched Love Boat, Fantasy Island, and Love Story way too many times. How long does it last? And love be measured by the hours in a day. merde! That's shit in French. My dad talked about love, sang about love, but when people were kissing on TV, he quickly changed the channel. He was raised in a very strict, very Catholic environment. When I was 13 years old, I was in my best friend Daniela's basement. Her brother and his friends were watching a porno. That's what we called it in the 80s, right? Porno! You lazy fuckers lost the O! How lazy is that? Back in the 80s, porno came in the form of like a VHS tape, right? They get found in the woods. Or your dad's special drawer. And you just put it in the VCR and you wait.
C'est un erotique quand il y a des scènes de nudité.
Oh my God. People are getting naked in this film. And the woman in this film, she's so in love with this guy. She's just pleading with him. She's like, oh, come on me, come on me, come on me. And I remember thinking, oh my God, that woman has horrible grammar. My dad's strict upbringing combined with my mom's sexual revolution was bringing out the worst in him. I was 13, I wanted a boyfriend. He was like, no, not till you're 16, huh? Because if these boys, they can get that milk for free. Why would they buy the cow? You should not tell a teenage girl that. For years, I thought it meant it's okay to shoplift. Amazing what you can fit into an Adidas bag. Finally, I turned 16. I'm like, Dad, I'm ready for a boyfriend. No, not till 18, huh? These Canadian rapists. You see that man and that white man? Rapist. Taxi driver rapist. Brian Adams rapist. I was so paranoid of rape, I actually had a don't rape me walk. A guy would honk at me. I'd be like, back on it, that way. Raped. I just went to Grand Central Station with my sister when she was 9. I was 13. A pimp approaches, I was like, go gaga. I didn't know anything about sex. I found this book at my mom's, The Joy of Sex, a gourmet guide to lovemaking. Problem with this book, the woman in the book looked like my mom. And the hairy guy looked like Jesus. So pages and pages of my mom and Jesus having sex. My best friend Daniela said, go home tonight. Bring your vagina, it's gonna feel so good. Put your finger in your vagina, it's gonna feel so good. It's not a sin, just stick it on it that you never knew you could. You're having a crappy day, it'll take your blues away. So don't be shy, give it a try. Pop that muffin right now. You need to try that later tonight, lady. So that night I went home and I did that. And I was very religious, so I would pray, and then I would do that. I would pray, and I would do that. I would pray. I did that for almost a year. Nothing happened. Then I realized no one ever told me to move it around. Not even God, and He's everywhere. My mom wasn't any help. She was 45 years old and had a 22-year-old boyfriend who was living with us. Now, honey, I know this is hard on you, but the good news is now we can go on double dates. Do you have any questions about sex, honey? No, Mom, I think I'm gonna wait till marriage. When I was 18 years old, I was working as a professional model, and I got into Bishop's University to study acting. There will be boys, huh? At these parties that want to shake it up with you. So don't bring punch at the party, you wake up pregnant. I'm at my first house party. I got my dad's voice in my head. Don't wake up pregnant, don't wake up pregnant. First guy that tried to kiss me, I bit him. Other guy's like, whoa, you kiss like my grandma. Like, what are you doing kissing your grandma on the lips? Meet all these great guys, we go on these amazing dates. We'd make out for hours, and they found out I was waiting for marriage. They dumped me. I graduated from Bishop's University at 22 years old with a BA in drama and a master's in virginity. Breaking up Jesus, he isn't right for me. He wants to leave me on the hook with my virginity. The hottest guy at Bishop's, I rejected in his name. I lay me down for Jesus, but Jesus never came. All my friends are doing it, and they don't seem like whores. What am I waiting for? It's not like I'm praying for 17 cocks. Just a monogamous relationship with someone who loves me. I'm breaking up with Jesus. I've had it up to here. I don't know what he wants from me. I wonder if he's queer. So I'm hanging up my rosary and the rules that I obey. I'm breaking up with Jesus, and I am getting laid. About time. I got into the renowned Studio 58 Theatre School in Vancouver, British Columbia. I was no longer waiting for love or waiting for marriage. I was waiting for love. And I found it. We were working on a comedy show together. The moment I saw him, I knew he'd be the one. He wore 3 beaded necklaces, a green vest, and had a very thin ponytail. He was poor. I mean, a poet. I want to give you my love, more than these simple words. He loves that I'm a virgin. Let my love open the doors to our hearts. And to my legs. I wore a floor-length white Lacache nightgown. Door locked, just open it already. And when he finally flung open that cobweb door, with pictures of Jesus and Mary on it, and he walked inside, I thought, after having my door closed for so long, now all I want is major traffic in and out of this door. I'm in a monogamous relationship with someone who loves me. What was that? Now it's open. What's unspoken? Now I'm token. It's really starting to bug me. Those beaded necklaces, they're not cool anymore. And that vest, his mom gave it to him. I called it, "You are so not getting laid tonight" vest. At night, I fantasize about cutting his ponytail off. Rewind, replay, ring on me every day, ring on me, ring. God, I'm starting to hate poetry. And I'm becoming a mean person. I get my mom's voice in my head. "Honey, you are in charge of your own happiness." And she's right. So, after 2 very long years and way too many missed attempts at breakups, I set the poet free. Time for my sexual revolution. What's love got to do with it? I meet Wade, a hot Sagittarian from Santa Cruz. He has poison ivy on his lip, but I don't care. We go to a Neil Young concert, and we go back to his apartment after and make mad, passionate love. And in the morning he says, "Hey, do you want to be a Mormon?" I'm like, "No, but I do want more men." Woo! I meet Sebastian from Montreal, Quebec. He's like, "Hey, come back to my place." And we go back to his place, and his place is a van. And he has a dog living in his van. And I go to leave, he's like, "Please don't leave, it hurts the blue balls." So I sleep with him to take his pain away. How much love to do with it? Yeah, just be right. I meet Cosmo, the circus performer from Barcelona, whose body language says, "I am going to fuck you like a chicken." And he did. It was odd. What's love got to do? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? Mickey works at Disneyland. I met a lot of duds. finally, I made a list of all the things I was looking for in a guy, and I put it out to the universe. And then one day, when I stopped thinking about it, he showed up. Been alone with you inside my mind, and in my dreams I've kissed your lips 1,000 times. Hello? Is it me you're looking for? I wore a summer dress. You wore a Misfits t-shirt and jeans. And by now I was working as a professional actress and full-time waitress. When he walked in the door at Sophie's Cosmic Cafe where I was working, on a perfect summer evening, and our eyes met, I thought, j'ai trouvé mon prince. And every time I looked at him, he was looking at me, penetrating me with these mysterious eyes. I'd look away a little embarrassed, and I'd look back. There he was, still staring at me, with love, with lust, with affection. No one had ever looked at me like this before, well, except for 2 other guys, but that's another story. We started hanging out. We went to yoga together. We even held hands in the silent meditation, namaste. And then one night on the dance floor, my favorite club, Love Affair, my best friend said, he's a catch. If you don't go for him, I will. So that night, I slept with him. Because every woman wants what her best friend wants. And the sex was out of this world. Oh! This feeling, I'm floating to the ceiling. I feel like a butterfly. I flutter, I sputter. When I speak, I stutter. You just might be the guy. We go on a camping trip, and I've eaten too many apricots. Have you ever done that? And I'm thinking it's a little early for him to find out what happens if I eat too many apricots. So I'm like hiding in the woods waiting for things to pass. I get in our tent, he's written me a little note. He wrote permission to pass gas. Together, forever and ever, you'll be my sugar pie. We'll do some caressing, I can't wait for the undressing when you take me to the sky. Our chemistry is out of this world. After only dating for like 2 months, I leave Vancouver and move into his bachelor suite in Toronto where he lives. He quickly realizes like I'm a little bit of a slob. I leave my socks on the floor. But he doesn't nag me. I get a little note on my socks. It's a drawing of a sad sock. And the sock is saying, hey, I missed the drawer. Missing any self-control I have. I have something to say. Please don't take this the wrong way. But you remind me of my dad. I'm working in comedy clubs, doing TV appearances and teaching myself how to paint. And he's in med school, studying to be a doctor. At work, the nurses have a special nickname for him. They call him the voice, because he has a sexy fun voice. For the next 4 years, we are living, working, partying, sharing our lives together. We love traveling, we love going to foreign films, but our favorite thing to do is to find new restaurants. My honey and me, we love going out for food. But those creamy pastas never leave us in the mood. So while he's paying the bill, I start to feeling ill. I think I've lost my will. I know what we should have done. Fuck first. Fuck first. You know it's a winner. Fuck first. You'll be grinning while you're chomping on meat. It's a post-coital meal. Everybody now! Fuck first. And out to dinner. Fuck first. You know it's a winner. Fuck first. Don't have to worry about keeping it lean. Post-orgasmic poutine. vagina when he gets home. I'm like, he's not a porn star. He's a vagina doctor. And he's seen vaginas from all over the world, different shapes, different sizes, and he chose mine. Because mine has the most glitter on it. One morning, after a 24-hour call shift, all scruffy in his greens like I like him, he walks in, gets down on one knee, and asks me to marry him. I look deep into his eyes. I am immediately transported to that club we used to go to, Love Affair. We'd only been dating for like 2 weeks, and I went to get a drink, and on my way back I could see him dancing in the distance, smiling at me. And suddenly I could see him as like this 80-year-old Italian grandpa with like our tomato plants and grandkids running around, gray hair, still smiling at me with those same eyes. And I remember thinking, I think I'm gonna marry this guy. So I said yes. The Voice has an opportunity to go to Fiji for a 3-month medical elective, so we decide we will elope there. I am getting married in the tropical paradise of Fiji! Everything is going amazingly well, and then 2 weeks before the wedding, there is a coup d'etat in Fiji. All hotel weddings and flights are canceled. Shit, no guests can come. But a lovely Fijian couple agrees to marry us because our love will conquer all. The morning of the wedding, there was a torrential rainstorm, and I sit in a giant puddle. A live pig is delivered to the wedding and butchered in front of us.
If you ever we pipe and you squeeze him until he dies, this will honor your love.
Thank you. We're kind of vegetarians. And the lovely Catholic minister who agrees to marry my atheist fiancé and I seems to speak no English. So we are married in gibberish.
Oh, domino, rico, lico, lico, coco, lico, lico, lico. Bula vinaka, bula vinaka, bula, bula vinaka.
Bula vinaka. I think that means we're married. And something about being happy. We are. For the next 10 days, we lay in the sand and soak up the Fijian sun. Our love is so huge and our commitment so strong. We let go of birth control and let the Asawa gods decide our fates. What were we thinking? We go back to Canada and his parents throw a huge elopement party for us. Of course, my dad has to talk. Love of a man. The woman that you meet is what life is all about. To love and to be loved, it is a privilege of the gods. Thanks, Dad. I'm a married woman, and we're living our married lives. For our 1-month wedding anniversary, the Voice comes home, opens his shirt, and says, "Happy anniversary." He has tattooed my name on his heart. Oh. I'm like, oh my God. That is so romantic. Oh my God, that's so impermanent. Oh my God. Morning sickness. I'm pregnant. We are so happy to be having a baby. But the sounds and smells of downtown Toronto do not go well with pregnancy. So we move to a 2-bedroom apartment just outside the city and start to cocoon. My Lamaze yoga instructor says, when your vagina stretches to meet the circumference of your baby's head, you're going to feel a whole lot of burning sensation we like to call the ring of fire. Now, something you can do to help prepare for this hot, burning, volcanic ring of fire. Come on, you can do it right now. Get your fingers in the corners of your mouth. Come on. And you pull. Let's do this. Come on, you, sir. Come on. Pull as hard as you can. Come on, you two. Until you feel blood. This will prepare outpatient retreat. And when labor finally came, my hubby, my sister, and my dad were all there to help me through my 18-hour delivery. And I actually managed to meditate through that ring of fire!
The crazy thing is,
2 weeks later, you have a baby. You look at your hubby, and you look at your baby. He falls asleep. You think, this is easier than I thought. Then it's 2 in the morning and he's still screaming. And nothing will soothe him. You look at your hubby, you're like, hey, remember 2 a.m. 2 years ago? Crowds of happy stone people in our apartment because you just bought a water bomb. Mind-blowing sex on that kitchen counter and sleeping till 2 in the afternoon. Those days are dead. Now it's 4 in the morning and he's still screaming and nothing will soothe him. I love bed. Well, I'm in bed. Singing gets me through all my tough baby moments. And kids trick you. They trick you because for the first 12 months they need you. They need you like no one has ever needed you. And you find yourself thinking, I think I want another one. And he's like, yeah, me too. And then before you know it, you're pregnant again. And the first pregnancy, everyone told you how beautiful and sexy you were. Now strangers are like, oh my God, you're huge. Like, I hope you don't go into labor like right now. I'm 4 months pregnant. I get asked to do a Christmas party for kids. They need a Christmas elf who can face paint. Yes. The problem is, I'm a really good visual artist, but I'm a horrible face painter. So all these kids are like, this isn't Batman. That's not a reindeer. I don't even know what this is. I'm 8 months pregnant, so my internal dialogue is a lot like this. I'm presently building a spine right now, so you little brats can go fuck yourselves. I needed a break and I made the mistake of eating the minestrone soup. Suddenly I had to throw up. I couldn't find a bathroom. I run out into a parking lot and I start hurling. And I look up and all the kids with indiscernible blobs of paint on their faces are in a window looking at me. And just then a flock of dirty old ratty pigeons flies down and starts to eat my heart. And all the kids start pointing at me laughing. Pigeons pecking away. And all I can think of is, I think I hate kids. And I'm starting to hate my husband. All he wants to do is talk about his boring job, saving mothers and babies' lives. So I'm in the middle of like this really difficult C-section, okay? And like 2 minutes later, I get called to a code blue, and I am sowing wildly in this pool of blood. Blah, blah, blah. Our toddler's decided he doesn't need to nap anymore. Your unborn child just kicked me in the crotch. And I just got accused of shoplifting with a fake belly. Because you made me huge. My labor is half the time and triple the pay. There was not a single namaste in that delivery. Oh, except for at the very end. Namaste!
later, I'm in the park with my newborn, who in just 2 weeks has managed to eat half of my nipple. And our toddler, who's been relatively easy up until now, is hitting a little girl in the head with a truck going, my truck, my truck, my truck. In hell. And I'm married to a doctor. He works 24-hour call shifts and then sleeps for 10 hours. So I'm with these assholes 34 hours a day. And I'm raising boys. I am saying things I never thought I would say. Hey, don't forget to wash your balls. Coins don't go in your brother's bum. Neither do dollar bills. I have a university degree. Oh, and my favorite, take your penis out of that bottle. No, it's a shampoo, but I hit my penis bottle. Fine, have your penis bottle. I'm raising kids with someone who does things differently to me. He tells them things I would never tell them. I'm walking with my 4- and 6-year-old one morning by a church, and my little guy goes, hey, Mom, why that guy have nails in his hands? Why did he have nails in his hands? I know this one, right? I was raised Catholic. I'm like, honey, that's Jesus. That's the Son of God. He died on the cross. That's the Son of God. My older guy goes, yeah, well, Dad says God is dead. And I'm thinking my 4- and 6-year-old aren't quite ready for Nietzsche right now. So look at my guys. I know Daddy thinks God is dead. I don't know why he told you that, but Mommy believes that God is kind of floating around, you know? Kind of in a coma. God's not in a coma, Mom. God is dead. God is dead? Yeah, God is dead. They start chanting, God is dead, 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 God is dead. It's 6:30 in the morning. I haven't even had a coffee yet. I'm ready to crucify these old fuckers. Just say you're sorry and we'll go to bed. I'm willing to forget you told the kids God is dead. It's hard to admit that you've done something wrong, but I still love you, baby, so I wrote you this song. I want to strangle you, rip off your head. You're driving me crazy and I wish you were dead. Now don't get all touchy about what I just said. I'll order sushi and then give you head. 'Cause we're stuck together, you know that it's true. Since we had those damn kids and you got that tattoo, I wanna strangle you, rip off your head. You're driving me crazy and I wish you were dead. You're an imbecile, you're a big waste of space. So finish my taxes, pay off the annex, put out the garbage and get out of my face. Did I just sing that out loud? The voice has an opportunity to go to Kenya for a month. The timing couldn't be better. We need a break. He falls in love with the work in the country and wants me to join him. I am terrified at the idea of going with the kids. But he convinces me I will love it too. So I pack up the kids and we join him. I am immediately taken by the beauty of the country and the kindness of the people. They have a special nickname for me there. It's Mazungu. It translates into something like white rich bitch. He's working all the time and I'm with the kids all the time. I feel like my mom must have felt like, get married, have kids, be a wife, be happy. On Christmas Eve, I go to a children's home and I sing to all the orphans. get together, the happier we'll be. And all the orphans yell, we are happy. My kids are like, we're not, this is freaking boring. And then a woman comes with a giant plate of rice and says, Merry Christmas, children, rice. And all the orphans go, oh, we love rice. My kids are like, do we have to eat that the whole time we're here? That was when I realized I think I need to orphan my kids this Christmas to make them better people. Parenting at Christmas time, if you're lucky, it's sublime. Little angels, cheeks of red, gentle kisses on their heads. But sometimes they can be ungrateful, selfish brats, so vile and hateful. Santa, take these little shits away. I want to spank my kids this Christmas. I want to smack my husband too. Underneath the mistletoe, I want to beat those buggers in the snow. Santa's laughing,
Ho, ho, ho!
your kids are screaming,
Please, Mom, no!
and now their butts are burning red, lighting up the way for Rudolph's sleigh. Good news is, after being in Kenya for 4 months, I fell in love with it too. I get to work with 12 HIV-positive artisans. I teach them how to paint, and they get a commission to do 100 paintings at the Mother Baby Hospital in Eldoret. Some of them can now send their kids to school. One of the pregnant artists says to me, "You are not Mzungu. You are Mama Obama." And I will name my baby Rachelle. And she did. I thought you had to be a doctor to make a difference. Meanwhile, the voice is in hell. He's neck deep in Kenyan hospital politics. He's fighting the good fight, and he's losing. But for the first time in my life, I'm fighting the good fight, and I'm winning. He resigns from his job in Kenya, and I'm forced to accept that my dream job is dead. Bless you. We go on a vacation at the end of our trip and fight the entire time. We go back to Canada, both suffering from post-traumatic developing country disorder. Missing the beginning of love, the 2-hour massage. Now I ask for a massage, she's like, massage yourself. Yeah, maybe I will. And like a lot of people do, when they're in a horrible place, we decide to renovate our home! I'm ready to start working on my career. I'm just getting started, but no! I'm renovating a house with an A-type obsessive-compulsive surgeon. He got 98% in university calculus. What an asshole! But there are hot single men on ladders in my house. And they are noticing me. Hello, oops, dropped a hammer. I start baking and fantasizing for my entourage. Thinking about what it would be like to start over on a ladder. And he comes home, he's like, I need to talk to you about some caulking in the bathroom door, some new caulking in the kitchen door, in the bathroom door. I'm like, let's talk about some new caulking in my door. Saw my ex the other day at the movies. He still looks good and he was checking my boobies out. Made me wanna doubt my monogamy. The sex I could have had back when I was perky. The French albino and Alfonso from Turkey. The cellist who was blind might have blown my mind. Monogamy, are you mocking me? It always feels like you're cock blocking me. Let's get more versatile.
What's wrong with doggy style? Tell me about your day.
I wanna roll in the hay, but not with like I used to be. How did we get this way? Our love's in disarray. All colors fade to gray when I'm with you. Get an email from my dad.
I had a terrible nightmare that there was a threat to your marriage. I got a Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Let love take that driver's seat. Let love drive your car.
Love is not in the driver's seat. Love is tied up in the trunk. We sign up for couples therapy.
Well, I am very excited that you've decided to come. I can tell there's been a little bit of tension. Right? I'm going to introduce something that I call an I-message. Okay? A lot of you, when you're angry, what do you say? You say you, don't you? You idiot. You moron. You jerk. I want you to step out of the you into an I. Here's an example. When I was locked out of the house, while I was mowing the lawn in my underwear, I felt sad, I felt angry, and I felt some abandonment issues surfacing in my anus.
When I heard you say selfish bitch this morning, I thought you. Okay. When I heard selfish bitch this morning, I thought asshole, asshole, asshole. There's no you in that. In trouble with iMessages. I asked my mom for some marriage advice. She says, honey, Marilyn Monroe always said, well-behaved women rarely make history. She's right. We've been fighting all day and we're on our way to a party and I decide, fuck it. I am going to buy a new dress. What's love got to do with it? I call it my Britney Spears on crack dress. Yes, it was $500 and there's a no return policy. And I can't return it, and when you've agreed to cut down on spending, you buy a $500 dress you can't return. Shit sort of hits the fan. It's not about the dress. We're on our way to a party that night. He's like, can you not smoke pot, okay? You go nutty. We're just getting to know these neighbors. Don't smoke pot. I'm like, fine, whatever. Control. Anyhow, halfway through the party, someone's like, who wants to smoke hash? I'm like, I do. Come on, they're doing old school hot knives. And I haven't done that in ages. So I'm like getting to know the neighbors. I'm telling story after story. I haven't seen him in hours. Like, I thought he went home. I look up and he's standing there with a note. I'm like, oh my God, it's been so long. I open the note, he just wrote 2 words. He wrote, stop talking. Can't believe it's been 15 years, gray hair sprouting up. Of your ears, I still adore you. When I don't abhor you, yeah. When I said till death do us part, I didn't know you had a little Satan in your heart. You call me biatch, and then you want my snatch. No. You used to nag me. We never used to fight. And even if we did, we'd have make-up sex all night. Sometimes I really hate you. I think I want to sedate you. I can't believe I have to fellate you once a month. Now we just keep brawling. I can't believe the name calling. This is really appalling. Shit. I'm sleeping on the couch. The next morning, the voice, the only human being I know who knows where his keys are at all times, says to me, don't touch my keys for the rest of your life. I'm like, what if there's a fire or something with the kids? No, don't touch my keys for any reason for the rest of your life. Fine, don't touch me for the rest of your life. And you know how people say never go to bed angry?
Coco friggin' salad. Voodoo curse.
I'm missing the beginning of love. The king. No, babe, you have a lot. No, you. God, let's have it together. And the birds, oh, let's.
Yeah. Give it a couple years, a couple kids. Hey, throw in a little house renovation. Hands off my cake, bitch. I baked that fucking cake, you asshole. Namaste.
Well, seems like we might need to introduce a new word in therapy. Yeah. Things are getting a little hot and heated and tense here. I'm going to introduce a new word. That word is divorce. No, I don't want you to get freaked out about it. It's just a simple word. I want you to try saying it. Just try saying it in a sentence. I want a divorce. Simple sentence. I want a divorce. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Actually, why don't you go first? Go first. I'm sure you're dying to say it. Come on. Go ahead and say it. Fine, I'll say it. I want to do.
Well, it's not quite as easy to say as you thought, is it?
Excuse me, Susan, okay? Can do this, like relax, okay? I can do this. I have a mom that said it. I have 3 uncles that said it 3 times each. I can do this. I want to freaking divorce. I want to divorce. Divorce. Give it freaking four. Freaking four, you fucker! I want a divorce. I want a divorce. Love is not in the driver's seat.
No, you know who's driving the car right now? That's Satan. Yeah, you got anger, you got resentment, and you can let those jerks drive your car into a ditch. I've seen it before. The good news is there's a massive explosion. You both get your own cars, and you never have to see each other's ugly faces again. Right? Or you get back in that car and you kick those suckers out. Yeah, you get a car wash and you make some big changes. I'm gonna step out of my iMessage and say, you need to talk. Oh my God, and you need to shut up. Well, we're on that subject. I think he needs to stop playing that song from that horrible film. Good playing, but my God, love means never having to say your story. Yeah, my first 2 husbands certainly lived by that one. May they rest in peace. You know what John Lennon said? John Lennon said love means saying sorry every 5 minutes. Yes, this guy's a married man. He knows that one. Sorry all the time. You need to learn how to say your sorry. And yes, you need to cry. And you need to hold her when she's crying and get off that computer. Take her out to dinner like you used to. And you need to throw in a lot more of those, breakfast specials. Those go a long way. Ask my present husband, still alive. Yes, you need to laugh. Remember when you used to laugh? You need to laugh like you used to. Look at how he's looking at you. That's why you couldn't say it.
And I want to say it. But something happens. Suddenly I'm looking at him. And he's looking at me like he used to, with love, with lust, affection.
Well, things seem to be getting a little awkward in here. A little hot and toasty. Maybe you guys need to go home and not make a baby, but pretend to.
And so we did. We went home together. V-I-V-O-R-C. Couldn't say it, nor could he. Life apart would be a drag. He's the one I want to shag. Give our love a flying chance. Leave the kids and go to France. After all that we've been through, made us realize
us in the face. We had to spray that bitch with mace. As long as I've got you, I might just make it through. You're the Winnie in my poo. You're the cock in my doodle-doo. When I'm wrinkled and sore, with my boobs on the floor, and I'm falling apart, please hold on to my heart. While you got functioning dangly bits, come on and shove them between my tits. As long as I've got you, I might just make it through. You're the Xana in my do. You're the kick in my kung fu. Everybody now! You're the Winnie in my poo. You're the Scooby in my poo. And I know that I'll make it through. As long as I've got you. And love came back more beautiful than we could have ever imagined. My 12-year-old said to me the other day, "Hey Mom, like a good way to know someone's your perfect match is to take them somewhere like not too ritzy, not too cheap, like Subway." And you pick out each other's toppings, and if you like the sub they chose for you, then they're your perfect match. He's right. He is right, because ultimately I do like the toppings he chooses for me. I like the sub he chooses for me. I mean, a couple toppings I don't really like, but you just put them in your napkin, right? And sometimes you swallow. I don't miss the beginning of love anymore. Now, hubby turned to me the other day, and he said the 3 most beautiful words another human being can say when you've been together as long as we have. He said, "I know you. I know you. And I love everything about you, even the things I hate." We laughed. It's taken us 20 years to laugh about that, and we're finally in a good place to raise our teenagers. Chapter 2. So come on, let me show you how well I really know you. 'Cause now I'm gonna blow you twice a week. You start talking about your feelings. We're having sexual healing. You're gonna have to scrape me off the ceiling.